comments coming through this morning from your CEO saying that this was a blowout quarter for SAP, which begs the question of how sustainable is that going to be?
Yeah, good morning and thanks for having me. Indeed, we are very excited about the momentum that we enjoy in our cloud business. We saw the largest growth in new cloud bookings that we had in 5 years. And we believe that this is indeed sustainable. We've seen a great reacceleration of our current cloud backlog to 19% growth. And we see that in particular in our flagship S/4HANA cloud solution, the backlog is up even further by 43% at constant currencies. We had very strong cloud bookings across the board, across our entire portfolio, and that will propel cloud for many quarters to come. So we are really excited about that momentum and very confident about the future.
Good morning, Luka. As you say, there's a great story. There's been a massive success of the RISE program. What will that mean for kind of the decline in revenues from software licenses? And what more can you tell us about that decline in revenue as a result of your success of the RISE program?
Well, look, the beauty of this quarter, Q1, was certainly that our success in the cloud did not come at the expense of software revenues. In fact, we increased software revenues by 11% at constant currencies, and S/4HANA was actually also a very positive contributor to that growth. Now, going forward, we certainly expect that an increasing share of our core ERP revenues will be driven in the cloud. RISE has been extremely successful. We introduced it end of January, and after just 2 months in the market, we closed already more than 100 deals about it, and the pipeline is building up very quickly. But this is actually a good movement. So even while we believe that growth rates in our software licenses will come down again in the coming quarters, this will actually even further amplify the growth momentum in the cloud. The cloud is the more sustainable business model for us. It drives very predictable revenues. Actually, our predictable revenue share was already up to 78% of our total revenues in Q1. And in the long run, it's also driving higher profits for SAP. So it's exactly the right direction that we're heading toward.
What is it that's motivating customers, Luka, to spend on the cloud at this point? We referenced in our introduction to you that during the pandemic, perhaps some companies had decided not to invest and now they seem to be spending again. What is motivating the customers that you're talking to?
Look, customers recognize that after the initial demand shock of the pandemic, they actually have to invest what really drives their relevance in the market, how they can actually accelerate their own transformation, adopt new business models and new business process capabilities. And the cloud is just a perfect deployment model to deliver this. It's more agile in terms of being able to consume innovations faster. It gives you greater resiliency. SAP with RISE is actually taking the whole end-to-end responsibility for their entire IT architecture, all the way from cloud infrastructure to the applications and associated management services. And we can help our customers to transform more quickly by being their business transformation partner. And this resonates greatly, as you see in our results.
Is there any sign of the most recent virus resurgence showing up in your customers' IT spending plans? And I guess related to that, when do you expect the Concur business to rebound?
Yeah, you make a good point here. Obviously, Concur is still the one area of our portfolio where we see headwinds coming from COVID. In other areas, like in commerce, for example, in Qualtrics, in S/4HANA, digital supply chain management, actually, we rather see a tailwind now forming. But Concur has been down in low double digits in Q1. We nevertheless expect that their results will stabilize now as we have one full year of the pandemic behind us, and therefore also in the prior year numbers. And we have actually also seen that their new cloud bookings have stabilized and were pretty much flat year over year, which I think is a decent result given the circumstances. And we certainly expect that we will see a slow reacceleration from here, even for Concur. Now, when it comes to the pandemic impacts overall, I have to say that customers are still selective in terms of their buying decisions, but the strategically important ones, they are clearly moving forward now. And we benefit from this since we have a very broad and holistic application portfolio that is really highly relevant towards their transformation needs.
Luka, you're clearly a global business. You have clients all over the world. You operate in many parts of the world. I wonder what the pandemic has looked like for SAP in terms of your ability to work from home, the plans to return to the office. How is management thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say in this respect, we certainly have adopted a fully virtual working environment. We were certainly helped in that by the fact that we had already pre-pandemic quite a liberal approach towards allowing our employees to work flexibly from home. And we had already made the corresponding infrastructure arrangements to allow them to be effective in that. In actual fact, we had already in Q1, again, more than 6,000 customer go-lives with our solutions in a purely remote environment. And this will remain the case. For the few employees that have to come to the office at SAP, more than 90% are working from home. We offer regular testing. We are also getting prepared across the globe wherever we can and where we have access to vaccines to start vaccinating our employees and their dependents. So we are looking forward to this. But in terms of our ongoing operational business, we have adapted quickly, and it's not a major impediment to our operations.